Once in a while, the task of putting together a video review for a title is such a pain. Mostly because you have to stop playing the game you're really enjoying. I love Vermintide. This game came out of nowhere and has just truly impressed me. Warhammer End Times Vermintide was developed by Fat Shark, best known for Lead and Gold, War of the Roses, and Crater. Without a doubt, this is their finest product yet, and one of my favorite games of the year.
Another vermin falls!
Down we go! I'm out of ammunition!
We're blessed. Vermintide shares a ton of similarities to Left 4 Dead, a formula I'm a little surprised hasn't been emulated much. It's a 4-player cooperative experience where you and a team need to get from point A to B while fending off hordes of monsters. This time, thankfully, it's not roaming herds of zombies. It's giant rat men. There are a total of 5 characters to choose from, each representing their own distinct class. The Dwarf Ranger and the Empire Soldier are built primarily as tank classes. The Elven Waywatcher and the Bright Wizard deal out heavy damage from far away, and the Witch Hunter falls somewhere in the middle. He can play as a ranged class or as a primarily melee class. But since it's Warhammer, everyone carries ranged weapons to complement their melee weapons. The game finds a great balance between the two styles of fighting for every character, and the best players will know when is ideal to quickly switch between the two. As you finish maps, you roll the dice to get new gear, and every piece of gear can drastically change how each character plays. There are opportunities to obtain more dice in each map to increase your chances of getting better loot. A sword and shield will play much differently than a two-handed hammer or a one-handed mace. There's a variety of bows with a range of special effects. The Bright Wizard can go from crowd control to dealing pure pain. And special weapons have traits that can be unlocked through the game's simple crafting system. Increased range, reduced stamina cost, health vamping, and more. The higher level you are, you're more likely to come across and develop more and more complex loot that will help in the brutally tough levels of the game. The loot in this game is what will keep players coming back for more. But the loot isn't the only draw. The world and the map design are just stunning, simply beautiful. The game doesn't hold your hand either, thankfully. Finding your way to the end of a new map is part of the fun. The maps are all unique to one another, ranging from creepy graveyard ruins, to the outdoors, to vacated city streets, to a twisted MC Escher-esque wizard's tower. The world feels like it was once lived in, but abandoned because of the catastrophe. There's a good number of maps, but also a great challenge to go along with them. Each map can be set to easy, normal, hard, nightmare, or cataclysm. Most importantly, it's fun! The realm of video games is in staggeringly short supply of enjoyable and challenging cooperative experiences. And though this is heavily inspired by Left 4 Dead, in many ways it exceeds it. There are a few elements that irk me a little. A couple maps, particularly the ones where you have to gather scattered supplies and bring them back to a central location, feel imbalanced to me. Even set on normal difficulty, these maps can quickly wipe a moderately experienced team. Twice in my 20 hours of gameplay time, I've had servers reset, or something. All of the players will stay in-game, but the map would restart, and we'd all be playing as different characters than the ones we selected. Really weird. When playing with 2 or more people, the NPC bots do a great job of holding their own. Unfortunately, I found when playing solo, they tend to do a lot of really stupid things, like getting stuck in the environment, or jumping off of buildings, and then the rest will also jump off of buildings to save their buddies. I really hope this gets a patch. And finally, the game does not feature any competitive multiplayer like Left 4 Dead. I personally never enjoyed the competitive play in Left 4 Dead, but I know that might be a deal breaker for some. I've had a few different friends ask me about the game. If you only fight against rodents of unusual size, yes, giant rats of various shapes and classes are the only enemy. If that sours the experience for some, I have to say the action and the excitement far outweigh any minor issues I had with the game's choice of enemies. The developers have made promises for some DLC for the game, and no microtransactions. With a universe as rich as the Warhammer series, I'm hoping to see some greenskins or maybe even some Space Marines action. If you're a PC owner, I think Vermintide's a must-own, especially at its budget price of $30. It's just pure fun, cooperative, arcade action set in a wonderful world. This video is made possible through generous fan donations on Patreon.